All right, let's dive right in. In this explainer, we are going to tackle one of the biggest questions you can possibly ask, and we're going to do it with one single, surprisingly simple idea that might just flip the way you think about, well, pretty much everything. I mean, seriously, think about it for a second. That voice you're using to hear me right now, your inner monologue, your feelings, that first-person movie that's always playing, it's the most you thing there is. But where does it actually come from?
You know, for centuries, the smartest people on the planet have been banging their heads against this wall. How does a lump of wet, gray stuff, neurons and chemicals, create the experience of being you? It's a puzzle that has stumped the best of them. But what if we've been asking the question all wrong? So, the source material we're looking at today basically throws out the old rulebook. It puts forward this beautifully simple idea that just reframes the whole problem. It asks, hey, instead of looking for some ghost in the machine, what if consciousness is just a fundamental property of the machine itself?
And there it is, the core idea. Consciousness isn't something separate from matter. It is a state of matter. Specifically, it's what happens when matter becomes incredibly, exquisitely sensitive to the world around it.
Now that word register is everything here. And it's simple. To register just means to be changed by something. Think about it. Old camera film registers light. A thermometer registers heat. This new idea just proposes that consciousness is the most mind-blowingly advanced form of registration we've ever seen.
To really get our heads around this, let's make it visual. Let's imagine a spectrum, or even better, a ladder. The sensitivity ladder. We're going to start at the very bottom with the simplest stuff and climb all the way up to a human thought. Okay, let's climb. Wrong one. A rock. What can it register? Not much. Getting hit, getting hot, its world is pretty basic. Now step up to a plant. Okay, way more sensitive. It can register which way the sun is, where to find water. Take another big leap up to an animal. Now we're talking. It's registering complex patterns, things that mean danger or dinner. And then we get to the very top, the human brain. And wow, we register things that are completely abstract, things that don't even physically exist, like the intention behind someone's words or the beauty in a song. So you see what's happening here? On one side, you've got simple, direct reactions. On the other, you've got this rich, intricate awareness. And here is the absolute key. The difference isn't a difference in kind. It's a difference in degree. It's all just matter registering the world, but at wildly different levels of sophistication. So, where does that leave us? What does it all mean? If consciousness is really just high-sensitivity matter, what are the implications? Well, as it turns out, they pretty much change how we see our place in the entire universe. This is the real mind shift. The brain isn't some magical box that produces a non-physical soul. Nope, it's a physical object. But it's an object that has become so staggeringly complex, so unbelievably sensitive, that its sensitivity has kind of turned inward, allowing it to register its own existence. It's matter that's become aware of itself. So let's just break down the big changes here. First, consciousness stops being supernatural. It's just a physical property, like magnetism or gravity. Second, it's not an on-off switch. It's a spectrum, a dimmer dial. You know, a worm has a tiny spark, a dog has more of a flickering flame, and a human brain, it's a bonfire of awareness. And finally, it completely redefines what our minds are. We're just the ultimate registration machines, built to process the universe with a subtlety that's, for now anyway, totally off the charts. Okay, so let's wrap this up by turning the lens away from the cosmos and pointing it right back at you, because this isn't just some abstract theory, this is an explanation for what it actually feels like to be you right now. This is the ultimate takeaway, right here. Your entire inner world, your sense of self, your personality, it is the product of your brain's unique sensitivity. It's the sum total of all the art, the ideas, the relationships, and the subtle patterns that your specific arrangement of matter is able to register. And that leaves us with one final, fascinating, and honestly kind of humbling question. Just like a rock can't perceive sunlight and a plant can't perceive music, what patterns, what realities, what entire layers of the universe are all around us at this very moment that we simply lack the sensitivity to see? Something to chew on. Thanks for joining me for this one.